Hi there, this is Tilda speaking,
And I'm Jubi.
and welcome to Near&QueerSFF. So it's finally here, the episode we've all been waiting for. Well, actually, Jubi and me have been waiting for the CaitVi, the violin episode. Yay! We've talked about them earlier, of course, separately, but now we want to talk about them together on several levels. We want to talk about them as friends, we want to talk about them as partners, and we want to talk about them as lovers. Well, lovers in the old fashioned kind of sense, in a romantic sense, because they certainly aren't lovers in a modern physical sense yet. We'll see. That may be a topic for later.
Before we get into the discussion, we just want to make sure listeners are aware that there will be spoilers for any already released material. We'll be discussing each piece of media as a whole rather than chronologically, so we will assume that if you're listening, you've already watched or read the material, or you don't care about spoilers.
So let's start from the beginning. They basically start out as enemies, so no friendship in sight to begin with, I guess.
Yeah.
And like Caitlyn goes to fetch Vi because she needs her for something, not because she wants to rescue her. She maybe gets that feeling later, but initially it's for her own investigation.
She kind of meets her by accident. She goes to talk to the big guy with the tattoos, yeah, and she can't see him because Vi has fucked him up.
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, maybe the person who fucked him up knows something. And so that's how she ends up talking to Vi.
Yeah, definitely. And she's desperate at this point. I mean, all her leads have, come to nothing. So this is her final clue that she needs to investigate. And little did she know what she would find in that cell. Not only a massive bundle of clues to everything that's going on, but also a potential love interest. Who would have thunk?
Hmm.
So, how do they become friends? That's the question we need to try and answer. And I guess Caitlyn is the main reason why they become friends, right? Because she releases her from prison. So she's the reason why they get to spend time with each other
Hmm.
so they can get to know each other. And then Caitlyn listens to whatever Vi has to say. Vi's not really used to that, having people listen to what she says. Not since Vanda.
It's just in Caitlyn's nature. She's a very empathetic person.
Yeah.
And it's part of how she does her job as an enforcer. And we see that.
Yeah, she's a protector.
Yeah. And she wants to help people. We talked
Hmm.
in the Caitlyn episode, I think, about when she meets the tattoo guy in the bowels of the airship, and she's gentle with him and she wants to help him, and she's treating his wound, and that's how she is. That's how she approaches her job.
Yeah.
And so it's how she approaches Vi. She can't help it.
And I guess that makes Vi surprised. Once Vi starts talking, it's as if she can't stop again.
Hmm.
I seriously doubt she's had long conversations with anyone for all the years she's been in prison.
Yeah, she's very lonely and she's
Yeah.
kind of vulnerable and she needs somebody to open up to and talk to.
Yeah, and suddenly Caitlyn goes from enemy to a sympathetic ear.
Hmm.
Caitlyn starts out as a double whammy of enemies, right? She's both a topsider and an enforcer. So
Hmm.
I guess Vi opens up to her because she wants to punish her in some sense, or at least do some trash talk and blame this topsider for all the bad the topsiders have ever done to the Undercity. And once she starts letting go of all those angry emotions and just floods Caitlyn with it, she can't stop again. And surprise, surprise, Caitlyn doesn't defend herself. Well, she does try to explain some things or try to understand why Vi says what she says, but she doesn't punch back, right?
Hmm.
She listens and, oh, she's kind of hot. Vi is attracted to her. So I guess those two things sort of makes it click.
So it's interesting because they're not trying to be friends.
No.
The only thing, in my opinion, in especially those first couple of episodes that either of them is trying to do is that Caitlyn wants them to be partners.
Yeah.
Vi doesn't even want that.
Mhm.
But Caitlyn wants them to be partners. She wants them to work together. She wants them to trust each other.
Yeah.
But they don't. Vi has her own motives. She wants to find Jinx, who she doesn't really know is Jinx. She wants to find Powder.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn doesn't know that. Caitlyn wants to find Silco. So they're not really operating on the same level.
No, they're not on the same page.
No, at all. Like when they go to the brothel, Vi takes the lead, right? And
Yeah.
Caitlyn's like, what's the plan?
Yeah.
And Vi's like, oh, you can pretend to be a prostitute. And Caitlyn's like, excuse me?
What? No.
But I mean, even when they go in there, that whole sequence is them having very different ideas and different motivations and kind of hiding them from each other, or at least Vi is hiding them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Vi kind of sort of comes on to Caitlyn, but that's not really what she's doing.
No.
She's trying to make Caitlyn uncomfortable, and she's trying to get her out of the way.
Yeah, she's throwing her weight around.
Yeah, she wants to actually go and talk to the brothel madam, whose name is escaping me at the moment. But she wants to go talk to her and see if she knows where Powder is. But she doesn't want Caitlyn to hear that. So that whole thing where she like gets her up against the wall and is like, so what'll it be, man or woman? She just wants to like get her out of the way in a corner somewhere talking to someone. She doesn't really care about Caitlyn's investigation. She just wants to find Powder.
Yeah, she wants to fluster Caitlyn, yeah? To want her to be unsettled so that she doesn't notice that Vi is about to run off. Or at least, do something else entirely. So Caitlyn will be like, oh, dear, dear. And then not notice what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, she is, showing, in a sense, that where her sexuality may be, but it's mainly, as you say, about flustering Caitlyn, about throwing her off the scent, in a sense.
Yeah, it definitely also serves the purpose of letting us know unequivocally that Vi is into women.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives us that impression about Caitlyn too later. Yeah. It's like probably could go either way, but definitely is a possibility.
Yeah.
That a lot of people took it as like, Caitlyn is into girls and she knows exactly what she's doing. Blah, blah, blah. I never really got that from it, but
me neither.
Yeah.
It's like what Vi sees when she walks out from talking to the madam is that Caitlyn is now relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
She is not flustered. She is not unsettled. She's very calm and very, I guess she's receiving the attentions of another young woman and she's just fine with it.
Yeah.
So does that suddenly mean she's a flaming lesbian? No. It just means that she's open to people who want to talk to her and be nice to her and I guess that could be boy or girl or whatever Pim was.
On a sort of meta level, I think we can definitely as viewers be like, well, if they showed it to us right after Vi revealed that she's definitely into girls, then it probably means that Caitlyn is like pretty open to girls.
That's a point.
But like for Vi, who doesn't actually know that she's in a TV show or know anything that's going on, I think she was just like, maybe.
Yeah.
But even if it's not, oh, I think Caitlyn's into girls, there's also a level of, well, I'll be, I didn't think Cupcake had it in her, like,
yeah.
Seeing Caitlyn like kind of rise to that challenge and actually do well with it, I think also impressed by.
Yeah, it's not just a sexuality thing. It's that she can be calm and collected and actually maybe work in an angle in the brothel.
Yeah.
And not being flustered and the, acting like the upper class British person who cannot act when she's in the slums. Ooh, I'm too fine for this.
Yeah, and it's like, despite her, I will not.
Yes, exactly.
She actually did kind of, decide to go with it.
There was that high horse British girl saying, I will not. And then 20 minutes later, she's like, ooh, having a good time. So it shows that she's definitely able to go with the flow and change her attitude or change her opinion about things. She can adjust really quickly. She's adaptable.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I think that impresses Vi.
Yeah.
So back to the idea of them being partners. I think before that, it was mostly, I think, Caitlyn sort of taking the lead, but also knowing that Vi was the one who knew the Undercity. I think that's interesting because Caitlyn's like, well, I'm the enforcer and this is my job
Yeah.
and you're helping me, but also I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here and you're the one who actually knows this place, except Vi kind of doesn't because she's been gone for 7 years.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So they're both on thin ice. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they kind of trade off, but I really like it when they go to the brothel, and because Caitlyn sees that as like, oh well, this is definitely Vi's territory. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, so what's the plan in here? And it's like, well, aren't you supposed to be the detective? Like,
And Vi's like, okay, I'll take over. Let's do this and this.
yeah,
Okay. Do you think they're partners at this stage?
no,
No, and they're definitely not friends either. They're still in the, not quite enemies, but definitely feeling each other out.
yeah, exactly. That's how I would put it. They're feeling each other out.
Yeah, trying to figure out where everything's going to go, if they can trust each other or not. But neither partnership or friendship. Do you think perhaps the partnership comes first and then the friendship later?
No, I think it's the other way around because I don't think they ever really get on the same page as partners in season 1.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, their objectives aren't really the same
Yeah.
uh, at any time.
I mean, Vi abandons Caitlyn not just once but twice. She leaves her in the brothel,
Yeah.
and then when they go to Topside, she abandons her again.
Well, she abandons her 3 times then.
What's the other one?
I mean, if she abandons her here in the brothel, then she abandons her at the bridge, but then only to come running
Well,
back.
yeah.
And then she abandons her in episode 8 after the council.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Um I would say that, see, to me the bridge scene, I mean, yes, there is a romance element because they're falling in love,
Mhm.
but to me it was also friendship.
Yeah.
It was them both going, oh, you're actually okay, there's some kind of connection here, I'm kind of sad that we may never see each other again, you know.
Yeah. I actually think the friendship made it there a little bit earlier when they're with the firelights.
Yeah, no, I just mean, like, I don't necessarily think, I mean, yes, obviously there's an underlying romance element to the bridge scene, but
Mm.
I I also think that that was friendship, is but not partnership.
It's not partnership now, but they're tentative partners
Mm,
in that they have a mission with the hex tech. So in a sense, they're partners in we're going to take the gem back along with Echo to
yeah,
Topside, and then we're going to try and find a solution with the council. So in that sense, they're partners at this point, but their objectives are still not the same.
yeah, they're partners. They're just not effective partners.
No,
How's that?
yeah, because they're not they're of course their objectives are not aligned, and of course on the bridge, Vi finds out she cannot cross the bridge into Piltover Topside just yet because she has unfinished business with Jinx, so she needs to go back,
Hmm.
and that's why she leaves for the first time.
Hmm.
But in that moment when she says goodbye, I'm pretty sure Caitlyn is not saying, "Oh, I'm going to miss my friend."
Yeah, that's the thing we disagree on because I do think
In my opinion, she's thinking at this point, oh my God, I think I'm developing feelings for her. I'm probably never going to see her again. Sucks.
yeah,
It sucks. Right? She's so sad in that moment. And she's like busting at the seams, trying to say something that will either make Vi stay or at least give some sort of promise that they will see each other again somehow. But Caitlyn, being who she is, she cannot get a word out of her mouth.
yeah,
She can only just give a hug. Um, but so, in my opinion, that's definitely what Caitlyn is thinking. Whether Vi is on the romantic page at this point, I don't know. I think it's friendship for her at this point, with an attraction that could probably lead to more. And she's definitely, it's been real. That's a huge thing for Vi to say. Massive for her to say that it's been real with Caitlyn, right?
It's funny because I think that scene is one of the scenes that we have the biggest disagreement on
Yeah.
in like multiple ways, because when I hear Vi say it's been real, there's a lot of emotion in it,
Yeah.
but at the same time it's actually a really like generic, almost non-committal thing to say.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I love about it so much, is that on the surface it's like this really generic, non-committal, yeah, it's been real kind of thing, but Haley Steinfeld does such a good job of infusing it with so much emotion
Yeah.
that it lands in a totally different way. Um, I love that moment because it's a very Vi thing to say, but she can't quite say it in that sort of flip, way that she normally would.
Exactly.
The other thing is that I view Caitlyn as she's been so focused on the job and on all the crazy shit that's been happening that, for me, in the way that I view it, I don't think that she's really had a chance to consciously think about her feelings for Vi. Like, I think she's just acting on instinct and feeling, but not necessarily like conscious thought, I guess. So it's like she's falling in love, but
Yeah.
I don't think she knows that yet. I think she's just like, she seems really nice and I feel really bad and
Yeah.
she's actually kind of cool and like I really want to hug her and I'm really sad because we might never see each other again and I wasn't expecting that, and like I feel like she's just got all of that going on
Yeah.
and she's just kind of overwhelmed.
I agree. She's going through all that, and it's happening to her in that moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So her putting a word on it is unlikely. That she's admitting to herself, "I'm in love,"
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But I definitely think that the way her stomach is diving in that moment is a huge hint, a
Yeah.
big clue
Yeah.
as to where things are going. And I think part of her, if not consciously all the way through,
Mm-hmm.
but part of her realizes at that point, damn, that
Yeah.
there was a potential something going on here, and now it's ruined.
Yeah. I think for me, there's a difference between feeling something and knowing what you're feeling, being able to put a name to it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
so to me, it's like they're feeling things, they're feeling lots of things, but
yeah,
they're severely sleep deprived. They've been through so much traumatic stuff. They have so much on their minds,
yeah.
so many goals in mind, things that they're
Hmm.
trying to achieve. Like, I just don't think that they've had time to really sort through
No,
all this stuff that's happened and what they're feeling. And it's been what, like 3 days, 4 days at that point. So, I mean, they just haven't known each other. They haven't had any sleep.
yeah. I mean, it's one thing feeling the feelings, and it's another naming them.
Yeah. So we've sort of touched on all three: friendship, partnership, and romance.
Yeah,
I'm sure we still have lots more to say about them, but
yeah,
this is kind of what we're getting at, that their relationship functions on these three different levels.
hmm,
And I don't think that the partnership level is really fully functional in season one. And
no,
from what I've seen of the season two trailers, I'm not sure that it will be, at least in act one,
yeah,
or probably act two. Maybe act three, we might get to functional partners. I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, and in season one, Vi is the one calling all the shots, or most of them. She's when they go through the Undercity, she's the one directing them and leading them. And I guess that in Act One, perhaps it will be Caitlyn doing that and Vi following. But they still won't have the same objectives, in my opinion. Uh,
Mhm.
they won't be on the same page as to what they want to get out of things.
Exactly, because we don't know just from the trailer what they really want when it comes to Jinx.
Yeah,
We know what they say, but what they say and what they want may be two different things, and they may actually be acting at cross purposes.
yeah,
So I'm not sure that we're going to see functional partnership in Act One. And Act Two, based on that pit fighter clip, it feels like maybe they're going to be separated for Act Two.
yeah. I think so too.
or at least for some of it, at
Mm-hmm.
least for like the first episode and a half.
Yeah.
That I mean, I could be completely off about the timing of things and what I think is going to happen, but I'm just kind of going with what makes the most sense.
Yeah. And if they get together for real, I think it will be in Act 3, perhaps,
Yeah.
if and when it happens. Definitely not in Act 1.
Yeah.
Whatever happens between them in Act 1 will be fed out of anger, or, happen out of grief.
If anything happens, I mean, we don't know. For all we know, they're both going to be suppressing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely, if something happens between them in Act 1, it will definitely not be them being, oh, I want you, let's kiss, kiss, and all that. No, they are so not in that mindset in Act 1. They're in
Yeah.
stress mode, let's act mode, let's do something. I'm grieving, I'm angry, I'm full of guilt. So it will be either a sort of a guilt, hate kind of act, or I don't know, a grief.
Grief response.
Yeah, it'll be an act out of anger. They could verbalize that there is something there, but it's never going to happen now. That sort of thing. So it's going to be bad.
Yeah. I think Act 1 is
Going to be awful.
Act 1 and Act 2 are not going to be pretty,
No,
in my opinion, on the Violyn front.
no.
There's a lot of fans who think they're going to be a couple in Act 1, and I'm just like, did we watch the same finale?
Yeah. They may be in each other's arms, but they're not together.
Yeah.
They're staring in horror at what Jinx has just done.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I did mention in the first video with Caitlyn's shower scene that they're back in each other's arms, and of course that's a good thing for their partnership in a sense that they're not necessarily on the same page, but they're a team,
Mm.
or they're just reacting together.
They're united in grief and horror. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, yeah, they're united in grief and horror. Yeah, I agree.
And guilt, because they're both going to feel a lot of guilt.
And guilt. Oh, joy! Such great emotions to be caught up in. Yay! And they are not in that moment thinking about, oh, I want to smooch you later.
Yeah. All right. So let's backtrack. We can come back to the future later, but let's backtrack.
Yeah.
So we've kind of gone through some of their scenes, which has been fun.
Yeah. Well, we talked about when they know they're in love, but we haven't talked about when they actually do fall in love.
Yeah. For Caitlyn, I'm not sure there is a moment that's like the moment she falls in love.
No, it's a gradual thing.
Yeah. But with Vi, I think there's a moment that's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Falling in love. Like and I think it's in the bedroom scene.
Yeah.
I think when they hold hands, I think that's Vi just being like, yeah, that's Vi falling in love. I don't know even then that she can put words to it in that moment,
Mhm.
but she's definitely feeling grateful and she's feeling relieved.
She is completely vulnerable in that moment.
Yes.
And he is someone who's embracing her and stroking her cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So she's definitely feeling the feelings then.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time that the tea party scene happens and she thinks that Jinx is about to serve her Caitlyn's head on a platter,
Mm.
and she has that little flash of Caitlyn, except that Caitlyn's actually a little bit altered and looks more like vulnerable in Vi's memory. Like, yeah. Vi is definitely having some romantic longing feelings for Caitlyn
Yeah.
by that point, in my opinion.
Yeah, and of course Jinx spots that right away.
Yeah.
I used to think, or at least partly, I still think that the moment where Caitlyn is showing her best self to Echo in the firelight scene,
Mm-hmm.
where she's saying that the city needs healing and she wants to help Echo and she wants to make things better and she's trying to make a plan and she's being good-hearted and principled and just great human being. And there's this moment where Vi sort of looks up at Caitlyn I really like that as well. I don't think she's like, ooh, I'm falling in love with this woman. But I definitely, part of her is going, oh my God, she's one of a kind. Or who knew someone like Caitlyn could exist in Topside?
I think that's it. I think it's just she's amazed to hear these ideas coming from an enforcer.
Mhm.
I think it's eye-opening.
Yeah.
On like an ideological level, I think it kind of opens Vi up to the idea of a cause that goes beyond just protecting her family. And then on a personal level, it's like when she tells Echo, like she believes what she says, like it's really hammering home that Caitlyn is good and deserving of her trust and someone that it's okay to like.
Yeah, and now that you use the words hammering home, I kind of think that in that moment when Kate shows this side of herself, she hammers a hole in Vi's heart.
Oh, that's such a violent image.
No, I mean, I talked about in my Vi video that there's a dam that's holding in all of Vi's emotion, right?
Mm,
That she's got armor around her heart. She's really trying to hold things in. But from the second she met Caitlyn, things have been bursting out of her. First anger.
lots of cracks in the dam.
Yeah, there are cracks in the dam. I mean, first she's blame and anger is coming out, and then Caitlyn says something like this, and she punches a big crack in that wall around her heart, right? So now there's a really good space for Caitlyn to crawl in, right?
Yeah,
So she becomes vulnerable for Caitlyn's.
I think that's a much better metaphor than she hammers a hole in her heart.
Caitlyn hammers her way into Vi's heart.
I was like, that's a very violent and bloody image that I'm getting right.
Well, she does have a nice rifle.
Yeah, really, why is she using a hammer when she has a gun?
I just wanted to use what you were going with and sort of carry on that metaphor. Anyway.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh. So, I think one thing when it comes to the romance element, and we're still not done with this because we could talk on this forever, but
No, no.
I think it's even at the end of season 1, it's a process that's not completed yet.
Yeah.
And it's fueled by physical attraction. It's
Hmm.
fueled by Caitlyn's empathy,
Yeah.
and it's fueled by Vi's loneliness and her need for empathy.
Yeah. Caitlyn's feelings are definitely born out of her wanting to help Vi.
Yeah.
She wants to save her, in a sense. And out of that comes something else because she sees the power in Vi, the power for good, the power for human emotion that she has with her sister, right? That she may be the punch first, ask questions later sort of tough girl, but there's a really soft woman underneath. And I guess that's what Caitlyn falls for.
Yeah, and I think she falls for the vulnerability. She also, I think, sees something good and heroic in Vi.
Yeah,
When she tells her that she has a good heart, which is echoes Vander's words, of course.
yeah,
We didn't really plan to do all of these scene breakdowns. Like, we had a plan. We wrote not a script, but kind of an outline,
yeah.
and that was not in it. But it's
No,
been really fun,
yeah,
and I feel like it kind of helps us to touch on a lot of the other things that we wanted to talk about.
yeah.
So, what do you think? Should we keep doing the scene breakdowns?
Yeah, yeah, I think I agree. It's fun because I mean, of course, those scenes are the ones that I've seen the most in all of Arcane. Some of those scenes I've seen so many times, so I'd love to discuss them with you, and then
Hmm.
drawing in some of the points that we wanted to make.
Yeah. So we've done the brothel scene. That's a big one. I think we've
Yeah,
we've touched on when they first met in prison.
yeah. We've talked a little bit about the firelight scene.
Yeah, we've done the bridge scene.
Hmm.
So I guess we're about up to,
The bed scene.
yeah. That scene is, I don't know, it's a mixed bag for me because on the one hand, I think it's one of the most beautiful scenes in the show, and it's very sweet and it's calm.
Yeah, I mean, if this scene had been in a movie, I'd be like, wow, the ones who did the lighting in this scene, they need an Oscar or something.
Yeah,
But I guess for Tish, the way they did that with the shadows and the sort of early morning light, pink light over it that diffuses everything, it's beautiful.
it is.
It creates that romantic sphere.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful scene that also functions on multiple levels in terms of character arc and plot. But it's also, I find it a little bit problematic because of how they kind of edited and cut the scene.
Yeah.
So we'll touch on both of those things, but first let's talk about the positive stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, it's beautiful.
Mhm.
It's quiet and it's calm, which is something that they have not really had.
Yeah.
You know, it's a chance for them to get a breather, to actually get to know each other in a quiet and calm place,
And safe place.
a safe place. Exactly. I just, that element of it is so just sweet and beautiful. And it's right before everything goes to shit, of course. But
Yeah. The calm before the storm.
yeah, but I really love the way that it functions
Hmm.
because, first of all, it's showing the difference in their communication style, which we touched on briefly in Caitlyn's episode, I think, or maybe it was Vi's episode,
Yeah.
but that their fighting style actually kind of mimics their communication style,
Yeah.
that Vi is up close and personal, you know, and she doesn't have a problem with sharing, even though you would think that she's like this stoic, I don't want to talk about my feelings person. She's actually really not. And that Caitlyn, as sweet and empathetic as she is, she's also just like she is with the rifle. She stands back and watches from a distance and
Mhm.
observes and, you know, finds the right moment, but she doesn't really talk about herself.
No, she doesn't.
She plays things close to the chest, you know, to the vest.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's much more cautious, and I think she's like, Vi has gone through so much. I really haven't had any of these horrible experiences. I've had a pretty easy life. I don't have anything to talk about. Like, I think that's kind of how Caitlyn is viewing it.
Mm.
Another thing that's really interesting about that scene is that that is when Vi finds out that Caitlyn is rich.
Yeah.
Not only is she rich, she is the daughter of a counselor
Yeah.
and part of one of the most powerful and prestigious families in Piltover.
Exactly.
Like, up until that point, Caitlyn had not said anything,
No.
and Vi thinks that they're breaking into, like, Jace's house or something,
Yeah.
and so she's been thinking that Caitlyn is just, like, this middle-class, average person,
Yeah.
and then she's like, "Oh, shit, this is your house? That's your mom?"
Yeah, and unbelievably, Caitlin hasn't said a thing about this at
Mhm.
all the way through. And like you said, she holds herself back. She's playing extremely close to the chest, and only, I mean, she is taking Vi into her bedroom. She is lying next to her in bed, and I think that's really interesting because she still cannot say a single thing about herself, about her feelings,
Yeah.
but she is now in bed with her. The DVD intro that we see to every episode of Vi and Jinx circling around,
Mhm.
we now get Caitlyn and Vi circling around each other. And I think Caitlyn has an extreme focus in this moment. She's letting Vi in, and yet she's not. She's still not talking.
She's giving Vi a chance to open up, I think,
Yeah.
but she's not doing the same.
And again, that's the empathetic side of Caitlyn stepping in again,
Mhm.
right? Because
Yeah.
she feels that Vi needs this space. She needs this calm. She needs to let out these emotions because voicing them can take off some of the pressure, some of the guilt. And boy, does Vi let out here. And Caitlyn accepts it. She takes it in, and there's no judgment in whatever she uses her form of expression, which is touch,
Mhm.
and she just lets Vi know that I'm still fine with you.
Yeah. But she gives Vi exactly what Vi needs in that moment.
Yeah,
And that's part of why I think that's probably the moment that Vi falls in love, even if she isn't like consciously thinking, oh my God, I'm falling in love. Like,
yeah, yeah.
I think that's what's happening in that moment. When she looks
Hmm.
up and you see Vi's big anime eyes, I definitely
Yeah,
think that's the moment.
yeah,
The other thing about that scene is just, I mean, it's furthering or at least developing their relationship arc on the friendship level and the romance level.
Yeah.
Maybe not the partnership level, but it's also servicing the Vi Jinx part of the story, because when we watch that scene, most of us are thinking like, oh my God, are they going to kiss?
Mm-hmm.
And what is it that comes in and interrupts that moment when we think that might happen, but Jinx?
Yeah.
They cut to Jinx going through that transformation. So as Vi is lamenting not being able to save Jinx from her monsters, Jinx is literally becoming a monster.
Yeah.
In this horrible, painful transformation. So Vi is like safe and talking about this, and then we see what's happening to Jinx.
Yeah.
And it's almost funny though. It's almost like, I hate this phrase, but a cock block. Have you ever heard that phrase?
No.
What a cock block is? Okay, it's a horrible phrase, because it's like when a guy is trying to sleep with a girl and either another guy or a girl or just somebody does something that stops that from happening, that's a cock block.
Uh-huh.
It's horrible. It's kind of a really awful thing.
But I guess the queer baiting, that theory, or the queer baiting feeling that you get from this scene, that we cut away right when the fun's about to start.
Oh, we hope that it was.
We were hoping, yes, exactly. So because we cut away in that moment, people are thinking, oh, something must have happened after we cut away. Because, as you say, the cock block is not in the room.
Yeah.
Right? It's outside the room. So I guess all that wild speculation has been going on that something happened when we were cutting away. But I do not think so, because if they had, that would have impacted the rest of what they were doing for episode 8 and 9 a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're all adults, and that's a really stupid thing to play coy about, I think, personally.
Yeah.
And all of those things would have hit so much harder if we had actually known that something happened.
Yeah.
So to me, I think the point of Jinx coming in is actually saying nothing happened because of her.
Yeah.
Because that is actually, even though it's also about Vi and Caitlyn, it's also about Vi and Jinx and Caitlyn.
Precisely.
And their whole little triangle,
Mm-hmm.
of loyalty and confusion and love, and this can't happen until this is resolved.
Yeah, I mean, because while they are in bed together, circling around each other, like I said, they do in the DVD intro with Jinx and Vi circling each other, it's almost as if Powder is in the room, right?
Mhm.
Because what is Vi talking about? She's talking about Powder. They are not talking about their relationship.
Exactly.
They're not talking about, oh, so what have you been doing, or what's your background? Vi isn't asking Caitlyn about anything, and Caitlyn isn't asking Vi about anything either.
Mhm.
So they're not trying to get to know each other. They're not trying to feel each other up. They're exhausted and lying down. And because Vi is so incredibly vulnerable, everything just spills out of her.
Yeah.
So the huge elephant in the room is Jinx. And that's why this scene is, as you say, about all three of them.
Mhm.
So the reason why we have that sharp cut onto Jinx is because this scene is about showing us the drastic contrast about their situations, right?
Mhm.
So Vi is in this loving moment, and Jinx is in extremely uncomfortable and horrible moment, being turned into a monster, right?
Yeah, it is. So it's that contrast.
So this a lot of people have felt disappointed that nothing more happened for Vi and Caitlyn in this scene, but that's not the point of the scene.
Exactly.
The major point of the scene is to show Vi and Jinx's, or Vi and Powder's, relationship, and to contrast their situations. And then, of course, the added bonus, the huge added bonus, is developing Caitlyn and Vi's arc.
Yeah. And this is the first time that they've even been able to be alone and just talk to each other.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think they had sex. I don't even think
No.
that they kissed. I don't think that they moved that fast.
No.
I realize that we have some tropes and cliches about that in our culture, but
Mm-hmm.
this is a different culture that doesn't necessarily have the same cultural quirks.
No.
So I don't really think that anything happened other than that they both felt some feelings. And then they took a nice long nap, and I think it was
Yeah.
probably the best sleep that Vi's ever had in her life,
Yeah.
because it's the most safe that she's ever been
Yeah.
in that
The
moment.
softest bed, the best company.
Yeah. Like, I just love the thought of Vi just, like, sleeping with her mouth open and snoring and just, like,
Drooling a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, like, just awesome, awesome, awesome sleep.
Yeah.
That's mostly what I think happened. And I do think that they planned. I think that they planned, and I think that Vi let Caitlyn take the lead
Hmm.
in that planning, but I think that Vi also knew that Caitlyn's plan might not work, and Vi kind of had her own plan that she didn't tell Caitlyn about,
Yeah.
which goes back to the partners thing,
Yeah.
where they're not necessarily on the same page, even if they're pretending to be.
They're in the same bed at this moment, in this moment,
Yeah,
and they're friends now,
yeah,
right? They're definitely friends in this moment.
yeah.
They're not lovers yet, but they're well on the path to becoming that. And they're still not partners. They may be overtly saying they need to make a plan, we need to do something together. But as you say, oh, their objectives do not align.
At least, I mean, we don't see any of it, but I assume that something happened off screen. They talked about it some. I don't think they were just like, well, we talked about our feelings and had a long nap. We're ready for this meeting. I don't think Caitlyn works like that. I
No.
definitely think at some point Caitlyn was like, okay, let's talk about what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because that's just how Caitlyn works.
Yeah, she's very diligent.
Caitlyn is a planner.
Yes, she's a planner and a thinker and very diligent.
Yeah. So the other thing that the scene does is it plays into the tea party scene, because
Yeah.
this is where Vi talks to Caitlyn and opens up about her relationship with Jinx,
Hmm.
and expresses how much guilt and sorrow she feels.
Yeah.
For all we know, Vi talked more after this,
Hmm.
but that's what we see. We see Vi expressing this and Caitlyn giving her empathy,
Yeah.
and that plays into the tea party scene later, because that is why Caitlyn makes the decision that she makes to spare Jinx.
Yeah.
We will talk about it more when we get there, but I just want to put that out there, that that is one of the functions of this scene as
Hmm.
well. So it's a really brilliant scene because it functions on all of these different levels.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite scenes in all of television because it's so smart and so beautiful and so emotional and so efficient all at the same time.
Yeah.
But it also pisses me off. And then somebody asks the writers, ooh, did something happen? And she's basically like, well, probably not, because they were really, really tired, and like they hadn't slept and they hadn't bathed and they hadn't brushed their teeth and they were gross and they had a lot of stuff on their minds. But also,
Yeah.
we left it blank for a reason. So, you can imagine whatever you want. Like, really? Did we have
And a lot of people imagined whatever they wanted.
Yeah, that is actually kind of how queer baiting works. They give you a big blank space, and then they're like,
Insert fantasy here.
we implied some things, fill in with your imagination. And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that kind of storytelling.
No.
I want something tangible, and I want something explicit. And I don't mean like sexually explicit, I mean like specific, that meaning of explicit. So that I know, like, we didn't have to wonder if Jason Mel,
No.
did the deed.
They did.
So yeah, I didn't like them kind of creating that question, and then that whole conversation later in the rain with the what about us?
Hmm.
Like, to me, that meant something different than what it meant to a lot of people. It didn't even occur to me that they had sex when I first watched that scene.
No, me neither. No, no, no.
So when people were like, "Oh my God, what do you mean? What about us?" I was like, "Well, I mean, they're friends
Yeah.
and they're partners and they're
Yeah.
falling in love. Like,
Hmm.
there's all kinds of us there. It doesn't mean that they had to have had sex."
No, I mean, I love the rain scene, and of course the shower scene is my favorite, where yours is the bed scene. But we'll get to the shower scene. But the scene in the rain when they're leaving the council, when Caitlyn says this, "What about us?" I was about to fall out of my chair. I was so surprised because I'm like, whoa, that is so out of character. She has not said a single thing about her own wants and desires or said single thing about her emotions
Mm-hmm.
up until this point. All she has done is listen and physically show what her feelings, I guess, sending signals that way. But here she's saying, "What about us?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, how can she say that when they haven't even had the talk? They haven't even gotten together yet. So how can she say, 'What about us?'" And it's because she is so desperate in that moment.
Yeah.
She's so smitten, so in love that it just pops out.
Yeah.
She can't help herself. She's like desperate to keep Vi here.
Yeah.
She's desperate to have Vi bring her
Yeah.
some sort of plan. Everything is falling apart for Caitlyn in this moment.
It's like she's just all feelings in that moment.
Yeah.
There's no thought. It's just all feelings. And she just pops out with the thing that best expresses what she's thinking. And it's, what about us? And it's like, well, what is us?
Yeah.
Us is a lot of different things, but
Yeah.
what about it? You know, like she's just all emotion in that moment.
Yeah.
And she is desperate. All
And
she
panic.
knows is like, I don't want you to leave. I don't know why, because I haven't even had time to really process or think about that, but I don't want you to leave. So what about us? Like there's something here.
Yeah. I think she has a very big inkling about the why in this moment, because otherwise I don't think she would have said it. What about us? Because us is more than friendship. Us is more than partnership, the way she phrases it.
I think it's all of it. It's just everything she's feeling.
Yeah.
That's what us is. Whether she's processed it and put a name to it or not, it's everything
Mhm.
she's feeling. And I think that she's seen enough from Vi to think,
Yeah.
well, Vi has to be feeling something.
Yeah.
She gave me a hug. She told me it's been real. Like, she opened up to me. She has to at least think I'm a good
Mhm.
friend. Like, you know?
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily know at that point whether Vi returns her feelings in the same intensity or
Yeah.
type, but she's like, she was vulnerable with me, so she must think something positive about me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they've been on this journey together, and it's been the most mind-blowing experience for Caitlyn all her life.
Mm-hmm.
And it has led her to something so beautiful in the most dangerous and dirty part of town, and she doesn't want to let go.
Yeah.
Both because I think she sees Vi still has the potential of bringing together the Undercity and Topside, but mainly because I guess Vi completes something in her. Whatever Vi has, Caitlyn lacks. The
Yeah.
up in your face punching, the verbalism, the physical presence, and it attracts Caitlyn so much.
And just new experiences.
Yeah.
Meeting Vi just kind of rocked Caitlyn's world. Like it opened her up to so many different things.
Yeah. And of course, Vi immediately understands what it is she's talking about, right?
She's like, okay, yes, I feel the thing too.
Yeah.
There is some kind of us, but
It wasn't meant to be.
yeah.
They're not star-crossed lovers. Well, maybe they are in the true Shakespearean sense. God, I hope not. But she's saying that we're just too far apart to ever meet completely, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Caitlyn immediately sees through that she's just saying that.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't mean it. She's saying it to keep the distance between them, right?
Yeah.
Because Caitlyn is trying to follow her and trying to reach her, and she's like trying to physically and verbally put up a wall between them.
Yeah.
Saying it wasn't meant to be because topside, oil and water, topside and undercity, they just don't mix.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn immediately knows that it's just posture. It's just something she says to put up the wall. And of course,
Yep.
Vi then has to reinforce the wall between them, right? So she brings up the issue of class.
Such a low blow, Vi.
Yeah, I wanted to punch Vi in that moment. Oh God, don't bring this up now, you idiot.
Now, I will say, I think both body language and especially Vi's actions and words in that scene also really go against the idea that they slept together.
Yeah.
Like Vi just goes stomping out of that
Yeah.
meeting off into the rain, like not even giving
Mhm.
Caitlyn the time of day. I don't think they just slept together, y'all. Like she is not that much of an asshole.
No, and I think Caitlyn would have been more, accusing in her words, right? If that was the case.
Exactly. Yeah, she would have had a little more backbone, I think, and not been so, like, sad puppy-ish.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Caitlyn doesn't even touch Vi
No,
in that scene.
no, she wants to.
If they had just slept together, like, she would be touching her arm or something. Like, there's so much physical distance between them that doesn't make sense for people that just became lovers.
Yeah, exactly. She's trying to catch up with her,
Yeah.
but she doesn't. And there's still a barrier between them. If they'd slept together, she would have crossed the line. She would have crossed all the way over to touch Vi. I agree.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, I guess Vi would have made the low blow anyway, but it just doesn't feel to me like two people who just slept together. It felt like two people who just had a sort of nebulous, intimate experience that wasn't necessarily sexual
No,
or sensual or kissing,
no.
but it was a something.
Yeah. It was very emotional.
That's what it felt like. And then this is Caitlyn expressing it and Vi being like, well, maybe, but no.
That point in time, whatever was between them was extremely emotional and very fragile. So it's rather easy for Vi to smash it. And since it's that fragile at that point, Caitlyn can't really do anything when
Yeah.
Vi puts up that wall.
She's like, okay, I guess we have only known each other like 4 or 5 days, so I can't really argue with you.
Yeah, this sucks, and I'm really unhappy about it, but
Yeah.
what more can she do?
I think Vi's motivations there are multiple. I mean, on the one hand, she's trying to protect Caitlyn because she doesn't want her involved in what she knows she's about to do, which is something that's violent and dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's also trying to protect herself because Vi is someone who, at that point in her life, she has lost everyone. Vander's dead. Her adoptive siblings are dead. Jinx is lost to her. She thinks Echo is dead, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure, at that point. I think she still doesn't even know he's alive when we start season 2.
I don't think she knows if Jinx is alive.
Yeah, she thinks that Jinx may be dead, and even if she isn't, she's beyond her reach for now.
Yeah.
So Vi has nothing. I think she goes into this sort of self-protection mode. Also, the council just insulted her.
Mhm.
So she does have some of the class stuff on her mind. But she realizes how vulnerable she was with Caitlyn,
Mm.
how vulnerable she is to more loss, and I think she's just kind of like, I can't lose her if I push her away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I end it first, then I didn't lose her, I made a choice,
Yeah.
So I think that's also part of it.
She pushes away the people she loves for their own good, in her mind.
But also for her own, because she doesn't want to lose anybody else.
Yeah.
She can't lose Caitlyn if she gives her away.
Yeah. Yeah. She's safely squared away somewhere. But of course, Jinx comes and disrupts that, hey?
Yeah.
We have Caitlyn in the shower, desperately trying to come to terms with whatever it is she's feeling, right? The idea or the feeling she had when Vi walked away from her is so overpowering that she relives it and try to rewind it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
If I could only get Vi back for just a second, what would I say? What would I do? How could this have come out differently?
Yeah.
We can come up with another plan. That's what she said in the rain scene as well. I think she feels kind of powerless, and yet she's like, the way she's standing in the shower, she's like, oh, it's a power move. She's not vulnerable in the shower, really, in my view. The way she's standing, she's really trying to, I don't know, push against something. Overwhelming emotions.
I mean, I think she is vulnerable in the sense that I've talked about this before. This was actually the very first comment that I made
Hmm.
on one of your videos. That is how we met and started talking. But to me, she's naked and she's vulnerable
She's bleeding.
and she's alone. She is alone for the first time since she met Vi.
Yeah.
She's alone and she can process and she can think.
Hmm.
And so to me, that is when she starts actually really processing her feelings and trying to put a name to things. But also, like you said, she's having the, what could I have done differently? Was there a different way that could have gone that would have made her stay?
Hmm.
But I also think that she kind of came to the conclusion of, well, there's nothing I can do about it now.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like that was kind of at the end, she was just like, ugh. And she kind of gave up.
Yeah.
And then along came Jinx, doing what Jinx does, shooting herself in the foot. Like, girl, you didn't want them to be together.
Yeah.
They were separated. Caitlyn was thinking she might let it go, and then you just came and kidnapped her and took her right back to Vi.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I don't think Caitlyn made a decision in the shower. It's like, ooh, I gotta make her come back to me. I gotta make her come back to me. She wants Vi to come back to her, but she's not making any decisions as to go after her because that would be counterproductive to what Vi needs. And Caitlyn is ever self-effacing, right? She does what other people need. And Vi has, without mincing words, told her that
Yeah.
I don't want you. And I guess maybe Caitlyn realizes she doesn't really mean it, but she said it.
Exactly.
So it's her choice, right? So she can't go against that.
Exactly. I agree with that completely. That Caitlyn's basically like, I'm pretty sure that she feels something too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that old song, I can't make you love me if you don't. It's that kind of thing. It's like, I can't, she has her own will and her own autonomy. And if this is what she said she wanted,
Yeah.
it's not my place to go and try to change that.
No. And I have these conflicting emotions about it, and I have to come to terms with it, but bloody hell, it's hard.
Yeah. And also, I have a job to do.
Yeah.
I don't have time to go chasing girls.
I have to push this behind me.
Yeah. I think she's trying to let it go. And then, of course, Jinx is just like, ha ha ha! My greatest flaw is that I'm totally self-destructive and I jinxed myself.
Yeah. So ironic, really.
Yeah. So one more thing that I think we should touch on for the shower scene.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in your video, which I think is the first of your videos that I ever watched, you talked about how Caitlyn was maybe a little bit angry towards Vi.
Oh, yeah.
Because Vi basically made a decision for both of them and didn't really give Caitlyn a choice.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn was unhappy about that.
Yeah, she took her agency away.
Yeah. She was like, "No, I'm just gonna leave and remove myself from the situation." And Caitlyn was like, "Well, I don't agree with that." And Vi was like, "Well, too bad."
Yeah.
So part of that was she wanted to keep Caitlyn out of danger.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I feel like Vi has every right to be like, "I don't want to continue to associate with
Yeah.
you," even if she didn't mean it. Like, that's, as we were talking about, like, Caitlyn respects Vi's agency and
Yeah.
probably wasn't going to go chasing after her because she didn't feel like that was her place or her right.
No.
But there was the other element of it where I think Vi was trying to protect Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Another way of hopefully not losing Caitlyn,
Yeah.
keeping her safe. And I think that part, maybe Caitlyn kind of sensed that Vi was about to go off and do something reckless and didn't want her involved and was not real happy about Vi making that decision for her.
Yeah. I think Caitlyn is a little pissed that Vi just made that choice without her. And it is a little condescending, protecting you from everything else. And I think Caitlyn has so far shown that she can protect herself and she can even protect Vi. So it's a little condescending for Vi to just dismiss her like that. So not only does she make choices for her and not with her, I mean, she's acting as if, Caitlyn is just someone to protect and not someone to work with as a partner. The partnership malfunctioned, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's also a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at it from that partnership angle, that Vi didn't, I mean, she didn't mean to, but that she didn't trust Caitlyn's abilities or was afraid of Caitlyn getting hurt. And if they're going to be partners in crime, they've got to be able to accept the fact that they're each going to be in danger.
Yeah. I think I've spent a lot of time on the shower scene now. Maybe we should move on?
Yeah, I think we can segue into the tea party scene.
Yeah.
And since we already addressed kind of the Vi Jinx side of the scene in the Jinx episode,
yeah.
So I think we can mostly skip that and kind of get more into the Vi and Caitlyn's side of it. And we
Yeah.
talked already about Vi being afraid that Jinx is about to serve her Caitlyn's head on a platter. And the way that she kind of, there's this flash of a memory of Caitlyn in the bedroom scene, but she looks a little more idealized or vulnerable, like her eyes are kind of wider, and
Yeah. Like a save me look.
yeah, it just kind of gives you just this little split-second glimpse into Vi's feelings for Caitlyn. Just that one little blink and you'll miss it shot of her idealized memory of what happened. It's so sweet.
Yeah, and of course she's afraid that she's dead, so automatically the view she has of Caitlyn is much more vulnerable and scared.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And then of course Jinx says, "I'm not that crazy."
Good to know.
Yeah, but it's just, I really love how Arcane can do that. Just flip on a coin and make something that is potentially so horrible. And I'm like holding my hands in front of my eyes. I'm so scared. And then Jinx is hilarious right after.
Vi would have been holding her hands in front of her eyes if she could have, but they were tied behind her back. But she looked like she wanted to. She's like cringing and trying to look away.
She did. Oof.
But I think the Vi and Caitlyn part of it, I mean, first, Jinx does ask Vi to make a choice.
Yeah.
And Vi kind of refuses. Like, I wouldn't say
No. No. She chooses Jinx.
she does, but it's to save Caitlyn.
Well, that's later. What she does choose is to not kill Caitlyn.
Yeah, exactly.
And then later on she actively chooses Jinx or Powder.
Yeah. And I think that moment is really pivotal.
Yeah.
That moment where Caitlyn gets free
Mm.
and she has a chance to stop Jinx and she looks at Vi. That was her mistake. She looks at Vi.
Yeah, she shouldn't have done that.
She doesn't even ask anything, but she looks at her and it's like she's asking permission. Like, I need to do this. Like, I've got to. And Vi says, she's my sister, in this, like, kind of almost sheepish way.
Mm-hmm.
And she's obviously asking Caitlyn, like, please don't hurt her.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn spares her.
Yeah, she hesitates, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And she hesitates because of the feelings she has for Vi.
And also because of the feelings that she knows Vi has for Jinx.
Oh, yeah, because she says she's my sister, right? She doesn't say it's Powder, or she doesn't mean what she says. She's disturbed, or she needs help, or anything else. She goes straight for the one thing that will actually make Caitlyn stop, which is Vi's attachment to her. That's the only thing that will make Caitlyn not do her duty as an enforcer and take out the murderer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Vi is doing it in a calculated way. I think she's just...
No, intuitively.
It's almost like when Caitlyn says, "What about us?"
Yeah.
For Vi, she's my sister. Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you permission to, like, hurt her or kill her or something, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, Caitlyn hesitates and then Jinx gets the upper hand. And I think that moment where Caitlyn hesitates is one of the biggest, most fucked up tragedies in the show in a lot of ways.
Yeah. That is going to haunt her for the entire season 2.
Yeah.
That is the guilt that will be on her shoulders if she had only taken out Jinx in that moment.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in the council, but especially her mother, would still be alive.
That whole aspect of it and Caitlyn's empathy and the way that it's used against her in that scene,
Yeah.
I think is something that a lot of viewers don't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when they're thinking they're going to be a couple, they are not thinking about the implications of that moment.
No.
That Caitlyn spared Jinx because she didn't want to hurt Vi.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jinx turned around and blew up her mom and half the council. And Caitlyn is going to not necessarily blame Vi.
No.
She is going to blame herself and her feelings.
Yeah.
Because she let her feelings and her empathy get in the way of doing her job. And it's not just random people that died. Her own mother died.
Yes.
So...
yeah, it's a big thing.
I don't really understand why people are thinking that they're gonna get together. I mean, I guess I could see some kind of, like, confused, angry, grieving hookup, but I'm not sure Vi would even go for that because she feels so guilty because she knows that she said that
Mm-hmm.
to Caitlyn and that's why Caitlyn paused. So Vi's gonna feel like it's her fault.
Yeah, definitely. So they're both going to be having a lot of guilt and a lot of blame towards each other, first and foremost, but that's going to be between them. And so far, up to this point, Caitlyn's empathy has been her biggest strength, right? That's what enables her to gain people's trust.
Mm-hmm.
Not only the burly tattooed man that she says easy, easy to, and she gets him to talk. That's her strategy, talking to people in order to get them to trust her, and she listens to them. That's how she gained Vi's trust, that empathy. That's how she got Huck's help, that empathy. But in that moment, when she fires or she hesitates, her empathy became her worst enemy, right? It's no longer working in her favor.
Exactly. And that empathy is what made Vi fall in love with her in the first place. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the tragedy of it, is that I think Caitlyn is going to start to believe that that aspect of her, her best quality, the quality that made this other person fall in love with her and help her and save her repeatedly, is actually her worst quality, and that it's something that she needs to tamp down, that she needs to rein in her emotions and not be empathetic, that she needs to be hard and cold. And
Ah,
it's so sad.
it's so sad. Ah.
This thing that is what made Vi fall in love with her is going to become this thing that's gonna push them apart.
Well, Vi is going to be so heartbroken. I mean, we've already seen that in the little clip, and I couldn't bear to watch that more than, well, twice. And then I was like, ugh, I've had enough. I mean, I'm going to watch it again, of course, when the whole season comes out. But man, that moment just broke my heart. But also, Caitlyn, she's going to try and stomp out the best part of herself because of that guilt. Ah, it's so sad. And she looks so bitter
Yeah.
in the images we've seen from season 2. Oh,
Hard and cold and bitter.
hard and cold. Yeah.
I will say that I think she started out as too good of a person
Mm,
for too long, and just intrinsically good in a way that was different from her parents,
yeah.
that was all her own. I have a hard time believing that she's going to become twisted to the point where there won't be anything good in her anymore.
Yeah.
She's definitely going to have a dark arc, I would say.
A dark spell.
Yeah, that we're probably not going to enjoy, and we're probably going to think she's awful
Yeah.
for a little while.
She's going to be more like Mbessa Madada for a while.
Yeah. And Bess is going to be this little devil on her shoulder.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to sit there and be like, Caitlyn, when is nice Caitlyn coming back?
Yeah.
I mean, she's never going to be the same.
Yeah.
This was a huge traumatic event. I get that she's never going to be the same, but
Mm-hmm.
I also think that she is too good at heart to be permanently just this cold, hard person.
Yeah. That's the hope anyway.
I think she's going to thaw out at some point, I guess.
I agree with you. I seriously doubt that the showrunners are going to make Caitlyn all bad and not come back to good again. But I guess she won't bounce back completely. As you say, there will be something that's permanently different, right? But that's the hope we have. Let's hope she doesn't die. I definitely think that she will. I mean, she won't come back to being entirely herself. I agree with you on that. I'm not 100% certain that she will be a-okay, I'm afraid. It's a hope I have that perhaps in Act 3 we'll get some real together time for Vi and Caitlyn.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure we'll get real together time for Jinx
I
and
don't
Vi.
know. I'm kind of thinking that Act 2 is going to be Jinx and Vi.
Yeah, okay.
That's going to deal with their family relationship and a certain someone.
Yeah, the big guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of together time at the end of Act 3, Season 2, do we think, because we both agree on the fact that they don't have sex in Season 1, but do you think they will have sex in Season 2?
I think there's a very good chance that they will.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea like how detailed the scene is going to be. I don't know, but I have a feeling because we do know, thanks to Amanda Overton,
Mhm.
that there is a sex scene in season 2.
Oh, there is? She said that.
Yes, she did say that.
Oh, okay.
This is what gets me. She also said that she's the reason why there was a sex scene in season 1.
Oh.
Now, if you'll recall, the sex scene in season 1 was Mel and Jace,
Uh-huh.
but it happened right after the brothel scene. And at the time,
Yeah.
in season 1, I said
Mhm.
that felt like the writers throwing down the gauntlet because we know you're thinking, oh, the straight couple got a sex scene. And then the lesbians were in a brothel and like nothing happened and nothing happened and nothing happened. Like, where's their sex scene? And I was like, nah, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming in season 2. And that's why Amanda Overton, she wrote that episode and she wrote it that way because she wanted to throw that gauntlet down. And so I kind of think, yeah, it's probably going to happen in season 2. I definitely think there's going to be a kiss,
Oh, yeah.
but I also think there might actually be a sex scene.
I don't think it will be as long as the one between Mel and Jace.
Yeah, it may not.
I mean, that was rather long and sort of esoteric in a way, and they mixed it up with Victor, kind of moving to the dark side.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but I seriously hope we will get. Well, actually, I'm an old school romantic. I don't need a sex scene.
Oh, I don't need one. It's not like on my, must have list or anything. I do want a kiss.
Yes, we have to have that.
Yes, I want a kiss. I want their feelings to be made explicitly clear.
Yeah.
That's my non negotiable. Like, it needs to be something that, some homophobic turd can't try to gaslight me about.
Yeah. Unequivocally romantic kiss
Yes.
or romantic expressions of affections.
But
Yeah.
I still think they're going to have a sex scene.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, I think it will be Caitlyn to make the first step.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I think the ball is kind of in her court because Vi is going to be too guilty to think that she even deserves Caitlyn. So I don't really see Vi making a move.
No.
And Caitlyn, I think, is going to be the one who really puts that distance, that emotional distance between them because of her guilt.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to kind of be on her because she's not the one who actually did something wrong. I mean, you could say that her sparing Jinx was her doing something wrong because she didn't do her job, but her heart was in the right place. So I feel like it's up to Caitlyn to kind of let Vi know that they can move past whatever is holding them apart.
Yeah, exactly. Vi will not feel worthy. They will both be guilty and that sort of thing, but I think Caitlyn is the one who can move past that. She can move past that feeling first. Vi will just not think she will be worthy of someone like Caitlyn, and Caitlyn obviously thinks she is, but she will have to convince Vi that she is worthy.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm thinking Act 2 or Act 3, but for all I know, they could have some crazy angst sex in Act 1. I just don't think Vi would go for it, though. It's hard for me to see Vi giving in to that with all of her guilt.
They're going to be tied in knots in Act One,
Yeah.
both of them.
I realize that sex as a response to grief is a response that some people have. I'm just not sure that that's the response that Caitlyn would have.
No.
I think Caitlyn's response is going to be to just turtle up, basically.
Yeah, I mean, her language is touch, but not that far.
Yeah.
She's probably going to be hugging her father a lot.
Yeah. My money's on the sex scene. At least a kiss.
But I doubt that even if Caitlyn is the one to make the first step, I don't think she's the top.
I mean, I think she could be. I'm not sure she is yet. I mean, they might have a role that they prefer, but I definitely think they could each do both.
Switch.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely think they could switch. I'm not seeing that Caitlyn is always the top and Vi is the submissive one.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of images of that out there, but I see them as being rather like in the bed. They're on the same level and
Yeah.
turning around in a circle. So they will definitely give and take.
Exactly. I see both of them as wanting to
Please the other one.
please and satisfy the other one. Exactly.
Ah, I can't wait.
I mean, I don't know that we're going to get all of that from the sex scene. Like, who knows?
No,
I mean, that might require multiple sex scenes.
this is wishful thinking. And I'm like, if we're gonna get that, wow, I'm gonna be watching that scene a lot if we get it.
So, we're supposed to do reaction podcasts.
Yeah,
Not reaction podcasts in the sense of we're watching it together, because
no,
I have ADHD and I will not be able to watch it and talk about it at the same time and be able to absorb the show.
no.
Like, I will be watching it by myself with laser vision. But we are, at the first opportunity, going to basically record our first conversation with each other after having watched Act 1.
Yeah, it'll be a follow-up discussion of our ideas and thoughts and reactions to
Yeah.
what we've watched.
But what we've decided is that we're going to try to minimize our texting before we do that. But if there's a sex scene, we're gonna be emojiing all over the place.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to resist.
At the very least,
Yeah.
like, it's gonna be hard not to say something.
There'll be a lot of OMG, OMG. Yeah,
Yeah, or a kiss, or a kiss.
yeah.
I feel like Act 1 is going to be like a lot of Vi longing and a lot of Caitlyn pretending she's not longing.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of angst about Jinx on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
I have this term that I call the fluff goggles, which is like when shippers kind of act like the relationship between the characters they ship is like the center of the show and everything revolves around it. And I feel like a lot of people got to have their fluff goggles on when it comes to Vi and Caitlyn.
I love that expression.
Like, they're important, but the show is not about them. The show is about Vi and Jinx.
Yeah.
So if Vi is as low as she is in that pit fighter arc, I feel like something about Jinx is involved.
Yeah. A lot of the gamers are arguing that Caitlyn is one of the most popular champions in the game. And so her role will be much larger in season 2 than in season 1. And I agree with that part, but she will not eclipse the Vi Jinx story.
No. I mean, they're all kind of woven together. Like, it is a love triangle. But yeah, I guess my overall point is just Vi and Caitlyn are important,
Mm-hmm.
but Jinx and Vi are even more important.
Yeah.
And also, they didn't give us that arc with Caitlyn where her empathy gets twisted and used against her in the final scene in order to make Vi and Caitlyn get together in Act 1, in my opinion.
No. Mm-mm.
I'm really not sure where that's coming from, that everybody thinks that they're going to be a couple. There were leaks,
Mm-hmm.
which we have not watched, for the record.
No, I've tried to steer clear of that.
Yeah, this is all just our own speculation that's based purely on officially released trailers and scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, for all I know, people who watched are like speculating in finger quotes.
Hmm.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense with the character arcs and the romance arc that they set up if they're a couple in Act 1.
Yeah.
There was no reason for Caitlyn to even need to get free in the tea party scene and have that moment where she could have taken out Jinx.
Yeah.
That scene could have gone down differently and we still could have had a dark Caitlyn arc, but not had all of that guilt and responsibility getting in the way of them getting together. And that was very carefully manufactured, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that would be an inconsistency in the way the story has been written, right?
Yeah.
It makes no sense building up to something only to let it fall away. And that's also part of the reason why I love that they're stopping the show after 2 seasons, because they thought the whole thing through, and now we're going to stop there.
Yeah. So I guess to kind of summarize and tie up our expectations and our hopes, I think we're both on the same page that they are probably not going to be together in Act 1. And even if they are, they're not going to be together. They're not going to be a couple.
No.
We definitely think there's going to be a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a sex scene because I don't know who else in the series they've set up to have a sex scene.
Warwick and Victor.
What?
Sorry. Warwick and Victor.
Right.
You never know. Echo and Heimerdinger.
No. Oh, I bleach. Tilda. No. That is the most fucked up thing you have ever said. That's worse than hammering a hole in Vi's heart. Oh my god. Okay. Back on track. Okay. So, as far as death, this is a huge 180 from Heimerdinger and Echo fucking, but anyway, as far as deaths, I know a lot of fans are very hung up on characters dying. I think that gets overused for shock value. So I think there's lots of things that they could do that are more poignant and smarter and more complicated and messier than just killing off characters. Like, to me, they don't need to kill characters off just to prove that they can kill characters off.
No, I don't think they'll do that.
I definitely think they could kill off characters and do it well. However, that doesn't mean, no matter how well it's done, that if they kill Vi or Caitlyn, I won't be angry.
No.
It could be the most beautifully told and structured story arc ever, and I'm still gonna be like, oh, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Because I love them, and I just want a story where lesbians can have a slow burn and end up together and be happy, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean, like the real tragedy doesn't have to be death. I mean, this isn't a classic tragedy of antiquity that always ends with someone dying, right?
Yeah, everybody dies, the end.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Well, most Greek tragedies don't end like that, but still, we don't have to have a death for it to be tragic, right? Because we talked about Caitlyn's empathy and the way that is quashed, and how she's going to feel guilt, etc. In season 2. That's incredibly tragic, in my opinion. The way people can deroot,
Yeah.
like what happened to Jinx or Powder when she becomes Jinx. That's incredibly tragic. That fighter ring goth vibe that we see, that's probably from Act 2, that's incredibly tragic. That was like,
Yeah.
oh, so sad. So I think it will be much more nuanced and more creative ways of being tragic in season 2 than people dying.
Exactly. I agree. I mean, I know in my heart of hearts that I would like for them to have a happy ending because I just went totally manic talking about it. But I also know that it might not happen.
Yeah.
So I just think that death is overrated.
That's almost the most effed up thing you said. Like, death is overrated.
I mean, that is not more fucked up than Echo and Heimerdinger doing the nasty.
There will probably be some characters that will have a form
Yeah.
of happiness. That's what I'm hoping for Vi and Caitlyn. But while at the same time being devastated about something else, they could have a modicum of happiness, I guess.
Yeah. Something like that.
Anyway, I think we've discussed this at length, and we're going to be discussing it more when season 2 comes out. I, for one, can't wait to start doing the past viewing discussions. And I guess you listeners, if you can participate in a way, if you have any questions or requests or something that you wonder about, you can write it to us.
I think there's a way that people can leave comments with the way that we're going to be publishing it. If not, I mean, Tilda has a YouTube channel, so you can find her there.
Yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel as well. And usually you can find Jubi trolling around in there too. Well, not so much anymore.
Well, that doesn't mean that if you're making videos for season 2 that I won't be that I won't be back.
You will be most welcome. And I will make videos about season 2, but don't expect them to be done in a hurry. I'm notoriously slow.
All right, so that's it for now, and hopefully you'll be back to hear us react to Act 1 of Season 2.
Yay. Okay, so thanks for listening in. Join us next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.